Hello, Aqua here again. Just waking up in my big bling bed. Yeah, you need a big gold bling bed. In my Japanese house there, in my major domo. My major domo Stelio, he looks after the house for me. Kind of looks like a major domo in that. Looks a bit oriental in that, doesn't he? So there we go. Just thought I'd show you that. So this episode, right, we've got lots to get on with. Lots to get on with. Now I'm in the process of rebuilding my nuclear area. And it's a bit of a mess at the minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually waiting for that to empty, but I don't know if it matters that much. It's only a bit of lava in it. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to do a full rebuild of this area, so I'm going to pop that off. And I'm going to force wrench that up because I want to keep the power that's in it. I don't think there's much in there though, to be honest. We'll find out when we put it back down. And so this is how I'm going to have my area. What have I done since last time? I should cover that first, shouldn't I? First up, the liquid crafter is actually going to be more useful than just making overclockers, because we're going to need loads of these for gravity suit as well, which is what I've just been checking out. I'm going to make a full gravity suit, so I'm going to need loads of these cells for that, so that's good that we've set that up. There is another way of making these cells that I didn't realise at the time of making that system. That system works, so I'm going to leave it. The other system is you can use a liquid transposer with lava, put an empty cell in, it'll make a coolant cell. So that's another way of making that. That's probably easier anyway. Just put some lava into a liquid transposer. But we've made that now and it works, so that's all good. This side I've added an extra centrifuge. See, my centrifuge is here, process all my honeycombs, all my different combs there. This one here has just an interface with sticky resin, so I can get that to. That's wrong. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that craft sticky resin one propolis. So I can request sticky resin from propolis, and propolis in a centrifuge gets you sticky resin. So that's a little setup there that I've got. And then where is it going to be? Upstairs, I've got in here. Nope. In there, I've got 3 rubber is crafted with 1 sticky resin. So what we can do is we can request rubber from the system, and anything that uses rubber can now actually make its own rubber. Now that's something I did wrong on the last episode, which it'll become apparent. I've also got sticky resin in there. So what I did on the last episode, I put in these patterns into here. I put in mixed metal ingot and the carbon mesh. That will only make them if there's some in the system. What I actually want it to do is I want it to be able to craft the final product, which is the carbon plate or the advanced light. So they do want to be in here after all, so I'll put them back in here. So what you ask for in the system, you don't ask for a carbon mesh, although you could ask for a carbon mesh. In fact, can you even ask for a carbon mesh? You can. So, because there's a pattern downstairs, of course. You could ask for a carbon mesh, but you wouldn't want to, because you don't use that in anything. What you'd ask for is, you'd ask for a carbon plate. So if we ask for a carbon plate, there's already a mesh there, so it'll be pretty quick. If we ask for a carbon plate, it'd craft the mesh if it needed it, and blah 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 blah. So there we go. So that's that bit covered. Excuse me. So that's how you want to do that. So that one's got resin as well. So any resin that comes into the system, if I cut down them trees, for example, and got a bit of resin dropped out, that'll automatically be made into rubber. But anything that uses rubber, like cables, they can request rubber by sticky resin, which in turn can request sticky resin from here by processing some propolis, and there's loads of propolis in here. What? Craftable, idiot. Always doing that. There's 16k propolis, so if I need to make some cables and there's no rubber left, it'll just make it all now. That's how you kind of backtrack your crafting paths. So that's working well. That's working well. Now I kind of messed up a little bit here, because I was going to have these with just one gap in between, but if I want to expand these later, I'm going to need 3 gaps in between. One for a cell, one for a chamber, a gap, chamber, and then the actual thing itself. So I can't have them as close as I was going to have. So what I need to do is move these around a bit. So I'm putting the MFSUs there on the bottom, and I'm just wrenching it so that the output's to the down. Oops, no I'm not, I just took all the power out of that. After fucking around using the force wrench, if you shift right click really light, that's put the little dots at the bottom. So the power output's down into there now, which I tried doing the first time, but big fat fingers cocked up. This is a way of controlling this, which Monkey gave me the idea for. I did initially consider it, then I didn't think it'd work, and then looking back at it after Monkey suggested it, it actually works miles better than I expected it to. What I'm using here is just iron AND gates, and I'm going to have an iron AND gate on the bottom, an iron AND gate on the top, and some red pipe wire. I actually need to make some more iron AND gates. 1, 2, 3, 4 red pipe wire, and this bottom gate wants to be set so space for energy, red pipe signal, and the top one wants to be red pipe signal equals redstone signal, and then when the reactor's there, that'll turn the reactor on. Wonderful. So yeah, see that one there's too close. This is just filling that MFSU up at the minute. But that one there's too close, because if I wanted to expand the reactors, then it wouldn't, obviously it wouldn't fit. Alright, is there anything in there? No, I've emptied that one, so let's get that down. So this is going to be my middle one. The next step, once this is up and running, of course, oops, what am I doing? There we go, so there's that. And then the beautiful thing about this method, of course, is you can cover them up. Wonderful. Not the cable though, so the cable's going to run down from there to there. And then, yeah, I want room for 1, 2, 3, so the next one will be there. So I do need to move these around a little bit. Is there any power in that one? There is not, so I can just lift that up. And once I've got this all set up, I'm going to move on and redo all the information panels, and then we're going to get on with upgrading the solar panel and getting that wired into the system as well. And I think I'm going to take the geothermal out of the equation, so no more lava use for EU. We'll just use EU purely off nuclear or solar. Right, what am I doing? MFSU. Right, and also I'm going to try and run the episodes a little bit short this week, see how it goes. I'm going to try and go 30-35 minutes, because I think I've been getting a bit too long, too much. So we'll see how that goes. So what I'm going to do a bit of work off camera here, get all these kind of how I want them, move that one across. I'm going to have to turn it off and force wrench it across there, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay then, we're back, and it's all nice and tidy. We're getting there, just putting the last bits together, and I thought I'd show you. So that wants to be, what was it again? Space for energy, red pipe signal, and then red pipe signal equals redstone signal. Wonderful. And our third reactor can go up there, and now I can populate that with all its bits. Now the next part is to automate the reactors, of course. For that I've got to deal with these things, near depleted uranium cells. When the reactors run out, when the cells run out, sometimes they can create these things, near depleted uranium cells. So the 2 cycles that I've done has given me a total of 5 of them out of the 12. So I need to pull them out. What I'm adding next is I'm going to add automatic crafting and input the uranium cells into these, but I'm going to need automatic extraction of any of them near depleted cells that get made. So that's going to be pretty straightforward. But, we'll get on with that in just a second. Now all these are target not found now, so we can take all these out. These are useless to us. All these sensors that I made before. So I just wanted to show you what we do with these. So with these, if you put them in your inventory, in your crafting square there, you can get some electronic circuits back. So it's not a total loss. It is a loss. You're definitely losing stuff, but you're not losing as much as you may have done. So I'm going to redo all these in a minute. So let's get that tidied out of the way. That needs to connect into there. And what I'm going to have these is, I'm going to have one either side with the cables there. So I've just made a couple of extra ones. I want one there. I want one there. So we'll do our usual thin, power on, cyan orange, and then thin, power on, cyan orange. Right, I'll get all them repopulated with the info, and the ones downstairs. The ones downstairs I'm going to do a little bit different. Now we've got 3 reactors. The advanced one can take 3 things, so I'm going to have 3 reactors in one, and I'm going to have what's called a sensor array in the other. So I'll show you that in a minute. I've got the bits ready for our next reactor. So vents, there we go. 7 of them guys. 3 of them guys. And what's the other thing? Heat something, wasn't it? I ain't made them yet. There's 2 component heat exchangers. Okay. Thought I'd made them, but can't. We've got 2 component heat exchangers, and if I remember my pattern, it's they go there and there, there and there, that, dit. Oops, and I missed one of the heat things. Heat thing. Cool. So I'll go do these sensors. I'm going to run some ME cable behind the walls here and cover it, and I'll be back when we add automation to these. Here we are then, and I've maybe gone a bit insane because I've got ME cable covered everywhere, running all these quite expensive on ME cable just to keep the cheap the cheap way of getting the reactor control on. So it's a bit. Maybe you won't want to spend as much ME cable on this yourself, I don't know, but I kind of like it looking neat. So I'm just covering the last few bits up here. We'll cover all them wall bits. So I've gone for quite a lot of force brick facades, as I'm sure you can imagine. And you can see I've got loads of sensors in my inventory ready to go there, which we'll get into in just a sec. So there we go, that's kind of tidy, isn't it? And now I've got 3 precision export buses. Now these must be precision. I'll show you for why in a minute. So I've got 1, 2, 3 of them, and 3 precision import buses, which must also be precision. And I'll show you why there as well. Shit. Well. That was stupid, wasn't it? Right, what I needed to do was I needed to get my depleted this guy. I needed to place him in there first before it sucked everything out. So I'm going to have to restock these 2 with all the bits. Son of a bitch. And this one's going to be the same as soon as I touch it in it. What I should do is put the cable there, and then when I put this on, as if put this on, I put that in there first, and then when I connect this back up, you shouldn't suck anything out of there apart from them near depleted uranium cells. So that's a bit of a cock up, but it's not the end of the world. So what I'll just do is, because these are all quite low, now these are low because I've got Sakura wood pumping into the system. If we're looking here, we've got no Sakura wood, but what we have got at the minute is, if we look at scrap, we've got nearly 7,000 scrap. That's making scrap at a good rate. Now, I've got this turned off at the minute. Bastard. I've got this turned off at the minute because it was using too much energy. I didn't quite have the energy output. I didn't want to drain everything dead. So I've just turned that off for now. I've just turned the Sakura pump off downstairs, the wood pipe on the deep storage unit. Right, and let's get all these bits back in. Christ. I'll cut the camera to do this. I'm just going to put all these vents and stuff back in them 2 reactors that they've got sucked out of. I'll be back in a minute. Back again then, and they're all back full again. Right, what we want to do then in this bit is we need to make 1 uranium cell. Craftable uranium cell. Begin. So of course that gets made with a empty cell and stored craftable. Empty cell and uranium, refined uranium. And if you look at our uranium, we've got actual 1400. That's still going up loads. So the bees are producing that much uranium. I could have loads of these if I wanted to. I could have a big row of these things easy. I'm pretty sure. What I'm going to do in the precision export bus there is uranium cell, and I want it to always craft items. So whenever there's space in there for uranium cell, so whenever they get sucked out or whenever they burn out, it'll craft me a uranium cell, put it in there. So that's going to constantly put them into there, which is kind of awesome. This one, so I'm going to turn this off in a minute. Put one in there. I want to put that first one in manually, so it's used it, and then put that back to always active. Well, that should do it. That should fill that up, and it has. Look, it's crafted me some. Filled it up. Wonderful. So this will turn off whenever these are full. So they're obviously not full at the minute, but they'll always turn off when they're full. It'll always craft uranium cells when it needs them. So there we've got a nice constant power supply. All we need is tin and tin for the tin cells and uranium from the bees to keep us going, and we've got a perfect little system there. Now I've put the things into here, the reactor sensor and the energy sensor. I've made 3 more reactor sensor location cards by clicking on these for downstairs. I've made 4 energy sensor kits. The reason why I've made 4 is because I have one for this thing here as well. So this is the one that's feeding from at the minute, the basic solar panel, which is going to be a upgraded solar panel. So 1, 2, and I'm putting these in a specific order. 3, and then 4. That's them 4. So what we'll do with these is 1, 2, 3, 4. In my little crafting grid there, it's going to get me what's called an energy array location card. So rather than separate sensors, that's going to have an array of 4. So when we go back downstairs, I've got something else to show you downstairs I've made as well. And that's that thing, showing how much UU amount we've got. We'll get to that in a second. What we can do with this now is, these are no good, so they want turning back into circuits. So we'll get rid of them. And now, this time I'm going to do it a bit different, because we've got 3 reactors. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 reactor cards in that one. I want heat level off. No, I don't. Yeah, that's good. So what we've got there is we've got all 3 of the reactors, the information on all 3 of the reactors there. And then in this one, I'm going to put the energy sensor, the energy array location card, and that's got the information for all 4 of the energy things. So I just want to turn off storage 3, and so it's got energy, yeah, fill percentage, yeah, each card in front of summary, yeah, cool. There we go. So they're a bit little. What I think I'm going to do is make some extra panels and spread that out, make it a little bit bigger, so you can actually see what's going on there a bit better. Well, there's our info. Right, this thing, let's get on with this thing then. This is the next thing to look at. This is what's called an ME storage monitor. Now I've made it so that I can actually get things out of this as well. So if I shift right click, if I shift right click I fly away and destroy my sword somehow. Where's my sword gone? Okay, I must have shift right click the sword into the thing. Okay, so when I right click there, I won't do it with the sword in my hand, it's making it worse. I right click there, it got me get 64 UU matter out. So shift right click puts it back in, does it? Oh yeah, shift right click puts it back in. Wonderful. So this is a storage monitor, it's quite straightforward. Let's look at it. ME storage monitor, there we go. I'll make a second one just to show you what the crack is with it. So storage. Let's make one of them, ME storage monitor. Now I'm also going to want to make a matrix. One of these guys, conversion matrix. Because, well, I'll come apparent in a minute what we need that for. And while we're waiting on them crafting, let me just turn these back into circuits. Like so. And sling them back in the network. So I want storage. Have you made that yet? No, what we're waiting on. Crafting stuff. Problem I've got here, and something I need to address, is my powered furnace. That a lot of stuff getting crafted for is quite slow. I may have to upgrade it to a induction furnace, which is EU rather than MJ's. But what it is, the glass is getting turned from sand into glass quite slowly in that, and I should maybe have glass set on its own, set to fill up the glass thing. So this process I couldn't make while that was making glass, and again it needs to cook silicon up for that, so it's going pretty slow with the auto crafting of stuff at the minute. Still haven't made it look. While we're waiting on that then, let's have a quick look at the to-do list. To-do list, let's jump into it. Expand ME network to farms. Well, I've done all that. That can go. Nuclear reactors, someone did ask in a comment quite a while ago for me to play around with them a little bit. I made some little ones there, they're only 100 EU a tick ones, but they're nice and safe, you've got no risk of explosion, and they're fully automated, so that's kind of cool. Expand IC2, well we've done that, we've got UU matter cooking, so we haven't quite got enough power to run it as quick as we'd like to yet, but that's not to worry about at the minute. MFFS with the killing room, that's still to do. Galgadorian cat, still to do. Mob grinder level control, still to do. Sawmill and charcoal, also still to do. I've got a couple of other to do things. I want to do the extra tree stuff. That wants to be in there. And there's something else I wanted to do. Oh, quantum armor. Well, gravity stroke. Quantum armor. And then the top one is upgrade solar panel. So we're going to have one ultimate hybrid solar panel in our little network there. You could just make loads of them once you've made one, but I don't need loads of power, so I'm just going to make the one of them. And my mouse is not working. What's going on? There we go. Alright, are these done yet? Storage, one of it. There we go, we've got one of them. And let's get conversion matrix again. That's been made as well. My mouse is going a bit weird. I may have to give my mouth a bit of a stern talking to. So I'll put it opposite, so I'll put this one here. So it just needs to be touching anything in the system. Come on, mouse. And what that does is if we put something in there, it'll tell us how many are in the system. So I right clicked with that white brick in my hand and it showed me how many white bricks are in the system. If I right click with the conversion matrix, it should tell me there's none. No conversion matrices. So that's one way you can work that. So you can, anything that you've got in the inventory, you can quickly see how much is in there. Or what you can do is if you get your wrench onto that and shift click it with your wrench, see storage monitor is now locked. So now if I click it with the matrix, it won't change. It'll just always tell me how many white bricks are in there. So let's pick something good that we want to know how much we've got. Let's monitor how much. I was going to not slam. Let's monitor how much of this we've got. Damn mouse. We've got a bit of dust in the sensor there. So we'll use a wrench, unlock that. Shift click, unlock. We're going to want to monitor how much uranium we've got. 1436, and then shift click that with a wrench again. Now locked. Now the difference with this one is though, this one, as you can see, if I right click that I can take things out. You see it's got these little patterns on the edge. That one's not got little white patterns. Well, how we've done that is, that's what the conversion matrix is for. In this, oops, shift click, put them back. Shift click and shift click. With the conversion matrix, if I shift click onto that storage monitor, boop, you get these extra little white bits there, and now I can pull things out or put things in. So that's what the conversion matrix does. So it lets you manipulate your storage monitors. So I may end up with a big bank of these storage monitors right across this wall to quickly see what I've got in my system. Nice little addition there. That's pretty cool. So I think upgrade solar panel is what we're on with now then. So I'm going to cut the camera a minute. I'm just going to check my mouse, make sure nothing's major wrong with it, see what the issue is, and I'll be back in a bit. So, back again, and I've added a couple more things to the to-do list as well. A couple of things I want to do that I keep forgetting, so I'll put them up here so I don't forget. Charge pads. I want to do charge pads for my armor charging. And what else we got up there? Oh, villagers. I want to create a village spawner kind of thing. I don't need loads, but I want a few villagers. I want a few white coats. I need to replace Corey, and I need to get a few other people. I need to get Rex and Ethan and a few other people. Few other villagers around the area should be, so I'm going to find a way of spawning villagers for that, because there's two villages around here. There's one over there and there's one over that way somewhere, and they're both they ain't got many villagers left in them, so I want to replace that. Plus I need proven frames. I've been told I can craft proven frames. Does it show in here? You can, look at that, 4 sticks around impregnated frames, but at the minute I think I've got an issue with 4 sticks. If I get some force logs, which isn't going to be very easy, because my force logs get immediately sucked into. Oh, got one. Oh, come on, force logs. Should probably do this off camera. When I tried crafting force sticks the other day, I actually got a Tinker's Constructs barricade instead, and someone else on a comment pointed that out to me because they've got the same. So in this version, I don't know if you can actually make force sticks. Let's have a look. I know what to do. Let's get a bit of bone meal. Sidetrack time. So yeah, I need proven frames so I can make oblivion frames. Let's there we go. Easy, wasn't it? No dicking about. So let's see what these craft does. If we put two of them together, see, look, that's supposed to be a force force stick, and it's not. It's an oak barricade, which I think might be a Tinker's Construct item. Not sure. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I guess it's just in this version, but it is something that you need to be aware of. So yeah, villagers for proven frames, unless that gets fixed. Unless then if that gets fixed, that will get fixed. So I'll probably just use that once we update. And industrial furnace. I want to get industrial furnace on the go. Yeah. And upgrade storage cells. I think I mentioned that earlier. The sawmill charcoal thing is just because I use charcoal for the force farm. But I could always use coal, and I've got plenty of charcoal, plenty of coal. I could always use coal for that. So what we're getting on with then? We're getting on with upgrade a solar panel. Now I believe I started this before I ran into the problem of having no UU matter. So did I put any recipes in here, or did we do that before I had started this? That's all IC2 stuff. I think the stuff would be in there if I'd made any of it. So there's nothing there pertaining to upgrading solar panels, is there? Doesn't look like it. So our IC2 page is getting pretty full there. So let's just look at a solar panel. Solar, and we're eventually going for the ultimate hybrid, and we want to do this one so it's one advanced, so we'll be able to skip the hybrid. You go straight from normal solar to advanced to ultimate hybrid. So we only need one advanced, so that's the thing we need to go for next. Excuse me, is one advanced, and I think we made some of that radiant glass. Did we? If we did, it's not in there, so we maybe didn't. We maybe started to. So let's get the patterns for these then. Anyway, I don't need the pattern for a solar panel, so I'll leave that for now. What we do want though is a pattern for advanced. Pattern for. Oops. Ooh, what's going on? Pattern for a radiant glass, which I think we was close to making. Then I realised I couldn't make something. Reinforced glass. A solar panel we've got upstairs. Then a radiant reinforced plate. Which needs a reinforced iridium iron plate. Which needs an iridium ingot, which needs an iridium in the compressor. So iridium ore we need to make manually, I guess. No, we can make a pattern for iridium ore, can't we? Let's see if we can make a pattern with this. Does that even work? No. One of you, please. Oh, I threw my sword into the system again there, didn't I? There we go. Let's see if this works. So can I make a pattern for iridium? I can, in code. Wonderful. So then I need to be able to tell the compressor to also craft any of them straight into iridium ingots, because I don't think we use iridium ore for anything other than iridium ingots. And I was forgetting I was expecting to need 4 of them to make one of them, and that's great tick, isn't it? So let's look at iridium ore just quickly. So oh, we do, of course we do. We do need iridium ore. So I don't want to also craft all of that straight into iridium ingots. I'm going to want to leave it as iridium ore, so that's fine. That's fine. Let's put all these in then, and move them to their own one. So might as well stick all this IC2 stuff together. I should probably leave a space for the actual solar panel itself there, but I don't plan on making any others. But that means that don't mean I might never make any. If all the nuclear stuff blows up, I might have to. But we'll see. So let's go grab the solar panel off the roof. That's the next thing we need to do. Come here, you. Now, Omni wrench doesn't always work on every side of something. Sometimes it has to be on the side of it, like that there. See that? So the top wasn't really working. So just, if you try a couple of times and the top, it doesn't break it by clicking on the top, try on the side or the bottom. So we'll throw that in there. Now I believe that radiant uranium we have got is in there already. Oh, we need to make that as well, don't we? I've missed one. Solar. We need to be able to make irradiant uranium in code. Where's it gone? What page was we on? We was on that page. This is kind of full already, isn't it? Let's see if this makes us a solar panel then. Trans solar panel, begin. Have we missed anything? Let's have a look. So we're processing glass to make the reinforced glass. Missed anything out of there? Let's have a look. We've got all that. Oh no, we ain't got Cenarium part. Oop, missed one. Okay, Cenarium part. Can't believe I didn't see that. And we're out of patterns, of course we are. I did have some planned. In code, in that goes, I can go there. How are we doing? So I'm missing anything else? Advanced light we've got, carbon plates we've got, refined iron we've got, iridium ingot we've not got. We've not got iridium ingot, so we need to, oops, backspace, iridium ingot, compress it, of course it is, so I need to actually take a UU. No I don't, let's take iridium ore. Iridium ore, Christ. I have one of them please. In fact, I'll need two of them, so let's have another one of them. Let's go sling one in the compressor. And then make a pattern so we can tell the compressor that we can make more of them if we do that. So clear one iridium ore equals one iridium ingot. They can go in there. And this can go in the ME interface in the compressor, which I believe is under that one. Wonderful. And now what are we doing? So it looks like it's maybe got stuck on that because it didn't know how to make it when we started. So I'm going to cancel that and try again. Let's see how it goes this time. We're still on the same thing. I'm missing something real straightforward. Radiant reinforced plate, redstone, yeah, Cenarium we can do now. Diamond we've got, of course. We've got all that stuff. Refined iron. We've got refined iron. We've got plenty of refined iron. We've got an iridium ingot. We've not told it how to make it. We've not told it how to actually make that thing, have we? Or have we? Iridium iron plate. Have we told it how to make that? We have not. I am a fool. There we go. Now it can make it. I bet at least two people are shouting at the screen then. Advanced solar panel. Hooray! So we've upgraded to that advanced one. Can we go straight to an ultimate? Ultimate, lapis block, straightforward enough. So let's, not that we need a pattern for this, but let's add one anyway. That can go in vanilla. Right, coal chunk, this is going to take a little bit more, so it's compressed coal ball, which is a compressed coal ball, so it's coal dust around flint. That's the first pattern we need, coal dust around flint. Then we need to send that, so we need to make one of them so we can send it to the compressor. So that's vanilla, that can go there. I think it must have a second page of IC2 stuff by the look of it, doesn't it? Let's start at the top of there. Cobalt, so I need to make one of them. Thank you. So we need to tell that to compress into that. So once we've got one of these then, so that should be, at the minute that should be pulverising some coal into coal dust for us. What's showing there, I don't think. Let's have a look. Oops. Did not click on the thing. Yep, there we go. So this needs, we never need these, so these just need putting straight into the oh, they don't need to be that one again, don't they? Am I forgetting how this works? In this way it's a backtrack, so it does need a pattern for there. So let's actually get the pattern for that. I've done that already. What am I on about? Yeah, my mind's going. My mind is going. We need another one of these. Of course we do. Let's compress that one into that. And then we need another one of them coal chunk ball things. So coal ball, get another one of them going. And in here we need the next recipe, which is the recipe that goes into, which is that recipe in code. Awesome. Right, so that goes in there as well. And we need to tell this that the compressor turns the coal chunk into that. Of course we do. So we need a recipe that says one of them becomes one of them in the interface in the compressor again. Wonderful. So there we go. In there, it's getting quite full. I might need a second one of them pretty soon. Alright. And of course I could go one step further and make diamonds out of this, but I've got that many diamonds I don't really need to. You can make the final one there into diamonds. So if I put that in back in there, we should now have a pattern to make that coal chunk thing. So let's see if we can make one from scratch. Now we're back in a bit, and then what else do we need? We need enriched cenarium, which is irradiant cenarium. Cenarium alloy, so we need to make iridium plates as well. So enriched cenarium on cenarium plate, so we need that. So that is made out of them that we can already make and them that we can already make now. Yep, cool. And around that, which is one of them that we can already make, and several of them that we can't make yet. So there we go. And if my thinking's correct, we should now be able to make that bad boy. We put a pattern in for that itself. Let's have a look. We don't have we got. I'll tidy this before the mark up a bit later. We should now be able to make ultimate hybrid solar, and it's going to take a while because it's going to have to process all this stuff. So I'll be back in a bit and see if anything goes wrong. And we're back, and I underestimated how much UU matter I was going to need by quite a bit. I think it's about 500, 600 UU, and I only had about 200. So I've had the reactors running, and this one's about to run out. It's got 11 seconds left. So let's see what happens when this runs out. Now, of course, this is episode 30, so they'll be designated depleted. I should get rid of that. Get rid of them. Yep, they've gone. And it's crafting fresh uranium cells as needed. Look at that, wonderful. There we go. There's the automatic refilling of the nuclear reactor in action, and that's gone back to 2 hours 46 minutes. Wonderful. So yeah, this is episode 30, of course. So it'll be a weld download. The weld download will be available by the time the episode's out. It'll probably be available before. I do actually tweet when and post on my forum thread when I put the weld downloads up. So a lot of the time, if it's episode 29 day, episode 30. If it's the episode before a weld download, the weld download might be from the same day as the episode before, if you know what I mean. So you should be able to have this weld definitely by the time you're seeing this episode anyway. So I've got no power left, so I've had to turn the mass fab off for the time being while these fill back up. So what I'm going to do is, this is still a little bit short on UU matter. It needs to make another 4 iridium plates, which is another 16 iridium ore, which is another 16 times 7, another lot, another lot of UU matter. So what I'm going to do, before I do the weld download, I'm going to finish this. So this will just craft into an ultimate hybrid. I'm going to put it on the roof, then I'll save the weld, and I'll put it up for download. So I'm going to wrap up the episode there. We can cross ultimate upgrade solar off the list here. So I think over the next day or so, I'll let some UU matter gather up for the gravity quantum armor, and I might look at charge pads next episode, or we will see. We will see. We've got lots of stuff to go at. So thank you as always for joining me. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.